Okay, look, if you don't know the answer to the top 10 questions you need to ask every single mobile home park before you buy, I can guarantee you're going to regret your buying decision. What's up, guys? My name is Kaiser. I'm the lead broker for a company called the Mobile Home Dealer. And what we do is we sell mobile homes all throughout the state of Florida. We've sold several hundred over the last couple of years. And I feel like it is my duty and my job in this industry to help provide the information that we have learned after these several hundred sales to every single buyer and seller in the mobile home space. So whether you're looking at buying now or selling later, all of this information is meant for you so you're the most educated person in this space. Before we get started here, guys, there are going to be 3 different things that we are going to cover here today. Number 1, the top 10 questions that you need to ask every single mobile home park before you buy. Number 2, why those questions absolutely matter before you buy. And number 3, how those answers can very well change the place that you decide to call home. If you find any value in this, please go ahead and share the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. Let us know if we missed anything, as we greatly appreciate all of the input, and it helps with the Google algorithm to help get this information out to as many people so we can help all those folks looking to buy or sell a mobile home. So that being said, we're going to go fast and furious. Grab a pen, grab your coffee, and let's jump into the top 10 questions that you need to ask every single mobile home park before you buy. Number 1, what is the lot rent, or what is the HOA? How much are they going to be charging you every single month? This is quite important for all reasons, but especially your budget. You got to know, what are they going to be charging? Number 2, is there any type of age restriction? This is new to you. Some parks only allow folks of a certain age. 55 plus, 45 plus, 45 plus with no kids, family park, no age limit, all that type of stuff. So you've got to know, what are the age restrictions, if there are any. Next one, it's an important one. Can you rent the home? Can you rent the home? I know it sounds silly, but if you own the home, you think you can kind of do whatever you want because it's your home. Not necessarily true, guys. You always want to make sure that you check with the park to see if you can actually rent the property. If you can rent the property, what are the rules? How long do you have to rent it? Can you do an Airbnb type deal? Are there long-term rentals? You got to know what you can and cannot do with rentals in your with your property there. The next one, what type of park amenities does the park have? Now, a lot of times you'll hear me say, the more the amenities, the higher the lot rent or the HOA. Okay, so do they have a pool? Do they have a dog park? If you got kiddos, do they got a playground? What do they got going on there? Do they have like a workshop, work on your car there? Do they have like a wood shop? Do they have a golf course? What's going on? What are the amenities, and what exactly are those going to be? And are you going to use them? Are you going to use those amenities? Next one, does the park allow pets? If so, what kind? A lot of times people just stop and say, hey, do you allow pets? And they say yes, and they say fantastic. And they go forward and they wind up buying the house and they get a dog, and they don't allow that particular type of dog. And that gets very awkward very quick. So very much make sure that you understand, if they allow pets, great. What size, what breed, what kinds? Can I bring my pet lion? How about the giraffe? How about the ape in the corner? Can I bring him too? What is going on? What kind of pets can you bring? Can you have a motorcycle? That's a big one. Okay, all you Harley riders out there, can you bring that in? That sounds silly, I know. You may think, it's my house, I can bring my own bike. I get it, I understand it. I totally understand where you're going. It's not necessarily the case with every single park. Make sure that you know if you can bring a motorcycle in there. Another one that gets kind of lost in the shuffle is, how many cars per house? Okay, may sound silly, but let me explain. Let's say you have 2 cars. Let's say there's 2 people living in the house, and you have 2 cars. And then you also have a classic kind of fun car, something you like to tinker with on the weekends. Or maybe you have your mom's car. You're keeping your mom's car. I don't know. I'm just coming up with a reason. Let's say you have 2 cars and you get your work truck. What about that? That's 3 cars for 2 people in one house. 3, 2, 1. Did you get that? How many cars can he have? You don't want to get into a situation where you've got a work vehicle and then a personal vehicle and then kind of a toy vehicle, and they say, sorry, you can only have 2 vehicles. How many cars can you have on your property? Next one, who handles the park internet and the cable? Some parks say pick whoever you want. Some parks, however, they have a contract with like Spectrum, Comcast, that type of thing, and you've got to use their service. That is a deal breaker for you. and you are a diehard Comcast person, but they say you can only have Spectrum, maybe that's not going to work for you. Maybe that park is not going to work. Always find out who controls the cable and internet, or can you do your own thing? Next one is, what can you do with your property and what can't you do? Sounds kind of crazy, I know. It's your house. You should be able to do what you want. I get it. However, there are a lot of parks out there that say that you can't do certain things in your lawn, because if you pay lot rent, you don't own the land. Or if you have an HOA and you do own the land, you own a share, then they'll say, yeah, you got to check with the HOA. So can you put up a fence? Can you put up that palm tree? Can you put up that nice bench? What can you do? Always find out before, because the last thing you want to do, guys, is move into a house with all these great plans of doing all this cool stuff outside, only for the park to say, no, 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 okay? Always understand what the park will allow you to do on the exterior of a home. The last one, a very important one, is, when was the last increase for either the HOA or the lot rent? When was it, and how much was it? And I'm not talking about dollars, okay? Throw that out the window. Don't say, oh, it's $50 or $20. No, no, no. You're actually gonna have to do some basic math, and you're gonna have to figure out the percentage, okay? So if it was raised $20, was that 5%? Was that 3%? If it was raised $100, was that 9%? Start getting percentages. And the reason why is because the percentage is going to give you a better idea for being able to budget your money going forward, not dollars. So if it was raised $50 last year, but then the year before it was raised 30, you don't really know. But if it was always raised 5%, it's going to give you a better idea of exactly what to expect going forward. That's one heck of a list. There's your top 10 items that you always got to ask the park and get 100% clarity on before you buy a home. Quite a recap. Shall we? Let's jump through it. Number 1, what is the park lot rent? Number 2, what is the age restrictions of any, if any, of the park? Number 3, does the park allow you to rent the home? Number 4, how about the park amenities? You got a pool? What do you got going on? Number 5, can you have pets? Remember that pet ape? Can you bring him? He's hungry. He needs bananas. The next one, can you have a motorcycle? Okay, how many cars can you have physically on your property? Who handles the internet and cable? What can you do with your property, and what can't you do? And last one, when was the last lot rent, and what was the lot rent increase, and what was that percentage? Guys, having that idea and those 10 questions answered, it's like anything in life. If you don't necessarily know what you're buying, and you don't really have a clue, and you don't ask any questions about what you're buying, whether it's a pizza, a pair of tennis shoes, a purse, a pickup truck, whatever it is, if you have no idea what you're buying, you can't really get upset if it winds up not being what you want. Right? It's the same thing with the mobile home park. You've got to ask these questions. You have to be an informed buyer of the park before you even buy a house. If you don't know those questions and you fall in love with the house, then what you're going to start doing, I see it all the time in our brokerage firm, buyers, God bless them, they try to force the house in a park that they don't really want to be in. It's not going to work for their lifestyle. I always suggest find the park that's going to meet your lifestyle, that's going to meet your financial needs, and then start shopping for a home within that park. Going the opposite direction, looking for the house first and the park second, you're going to kind of be jamming a square hole in a round peg type of thing. And nobody wants that. So with that being said, I hope that gives you a better idea of the top 10 questions that you need to have answered here in every mobile home park before you buy. My name is Mark. You've been with the Mobile Home Dealer. And as always, we'll see y'all on the next one.